So, do you think Puffy was involved in the shooting?
Only they can answer that question. Right. I have my own opinion, but I wouldn't slander their name like they did mine. Right. I wouldn't say things that I knew. You know what I mean? I believe so. I do believe so. I have proof, things that I can say that will back up my claim, but this is not for the world to know about. You know what I mean? It's between me and him, and only he knows. So every time he say it didn't happen, or that's the only thing that makes this become an issue to everybody. Because you seen what I said in the viral article. I basically bowed out and was going to go ahead about my life. The next issue, that wasn't even the next issue because them cowards waited about 4 issues before they got their story together. 4 issues later, half of New York is commenting on me getting shot. And before, they was all like, we didn't see nothing. In the first issue, read it, 5 viewers. Nobody seen shit. The 4th issue, when they came back with a reply, everybody knew what I did. They knew what I said. I was acting. Who gets shot 5 times in acts? Oh, I didn't get shot 5 times in their vision. I only got shot once because they found the bullet. The police found it, but now they the cops. Now they doing detective work. They found the bullet. Oh, you found the bullet, huh? So what is this other shit in me then? What was the doctors talking about? What? Can you explain these other holes in me? How I get gunpowder all over me? That insulted my intelligence. So yes, I did say Thug Life was there. Yes, I bowed out, all of that. But when they said that, they breathed new life in me. And Thug Life not only became a rap group, but it became a way of life for life for me. Because they disrespected me, my name, my family, what I had been through. They said that I couldn't be in pain. I could not feel. I could not be hurt.
Is there still a beef going on with you and me?
It was never a beef. It's only a difference in opinion.
Right.
To me, if I my homeboy Suge gave me the best advice I could ever get from anybody. He said, when people ask him if he's beefing with Bad Boy with Puffy, he says like me going to a playground and picking on a little kid.
Right.
That's like me being mad at my little brother because he getting cash now. I'm not mad at that. I'm just mad at my little brother when he don't respect me.
Yeah.
Now, when you don't respect me, I'm gonna spank your ass. I don't give a fuck how rich you got on the block. I'm your big brother.
Diddy is accused of paying $1 million for Tupac Shakur's assassination by suspect Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, who was arrested for the murder last year. Diddy's legal woes continue to mount. 8 months after ex-Cassie Ventura sued the Bad Boy Records mogul for sexual assault and abuse, causing a cascade of lawsuits to follow, the embattled rapper is being implicated in the 1996 murder of Tupac Shakur. While many have long suspected he's been involved, Diddy has maintained his innocence. But according to the U.S. Sun, new court documents reveal Diddy is accused of paying $1 million for Shakur's assassination by suspect Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, who was arrested for the murder last year. However, it's still unknown if Diddy will be subpoenaed or indicted as part of the case. In papers filed on Thursday, July 18th, Diddy is named 77 times by his various pseudonyms: Puffy, Puff Daddy, Puff, and his government name, Sean Combs. He's first mentioned as prosecutors explained the deadly rivalry that existed between Bad Boy Records on the East Coast and Death Row Records on the West Coast, headed up by Marion Suge Knight, prior to Shakur's shooting. The docs allege that after the shooting, Davis flew to New York with a Los Angeles police task force to go undercover in an effort to gather incriminating evidence against Diddy and Eric Zip Martin over the murder. Task force detectives believed they had jurisdiction to investigate a Nevada homicide because defendant asserted that the conspiracy to commit the murder began in California between defendant, Eric Zip Martin, and Sean Combs, the docs read in part. Defendant Keefe has asserted publicly that he only told on himself and wasn't trying to provide evidence against anyone else in his conversations with police. However, this statement belies this claim, as he suggested that Sean Combs paid Eric Von Martin $1 million for the killings. In one of the transcripts, Davis reportedly alleges he and some of the South Side Crips were friends with Diddy, who wanted Knight and Shakur dead. He also claims the Crips drove by Shakur and Knight in Las Vegas after a Mike Tyson fight, accidentally, and his nephew, Orlando Baby Lane Anderson, shot at them both. Police asked Davis, Puffy Combs, does he play a role in this thing? And Davis replied, yeah, I think he did. Davis said Diddy told him and a group of about 45 people how he would give anything for Knight's head because he was scared of him and also had a problem with Shakur after he had released a diss track about him. In the same transcript, Davis says Diddy was discussed the night of the shooting, with Davis saying, I knew he was like, damn, we can get paid now. Police asked, when you said paid by Puffy, right? To which Davis replied, yeah, according to the court documents. Davis concluded, I wish I never met Puff Daddy, period. I swear to God, he messed up my life, man. I was rich, up under the radar, all that, man, it's all gone. Prosecutors filed the docs in a bid to oppose Davis's latest bail request. His $112,500 bail bond was rejected last month over concerns about the source of the money, WAC 100, and whether he and Davis are attempting to sell his life story to TV producers.
What's your initial reaction to Keefe D being arrested?
It's bittersweet. It's bittersweet for a number of reasons. The time, of course, 27 years. And it didn't have to be this way. It didn't have to happen at all. I hate even having to live with the reality that my brother's not here.
Exactly.
So
what does justice look like for you and your family?
I mean, justice is accountability. That's the sweet part. It's bittersweet, but some form of accountability and brace. I'm bracing for, because it ain't over. We have yet to see. We still got to see if there's accomplices. We still got to see the motive.
Has the Vegas PD been in contact with you and your family at all during this investigation?
Finally, yeah.
Just now, or did they let you know?
Just recently. Okay. But the detective that did reach out, he has since retired. So,
okay.
That seems to be a pattern in Pac's case.
Okay.
There, but,
so, did you know that Keefe D was going to be arrested?
No. Keep your popcorn. We're still waiting for things to unfold. The universe is working. Pac is still here.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So stay tuned. Stay tuned.
That was an interview with Tupac's brother and TMZ. The next audio is what was released by TMZ with the detectives interviewing Keefe D.
So it's Pharrell, you, Puffy, Zip, and a bunch of Southsiders. And what Puffy makes kind of an announcement?
Yeah, that was stupid as hell too,
What did you actually hear? What was the words? The best you can remember what he says.
Shit, he said he'd kill us anything for them dudes there, Yeah.
Give you anything for these guys' head?
Yeah, he said it in front of all the people. I couldn't believe it.
How's it go? How's the conversation go? I mean, okay, listen, I'll do it, but I need $500,000, or I've got somebody who will do it, but I need $300,000. I mean, we need really specific details regarding that.
Yeah, we want $1 million.
You tell him we'll do it for $1 million, and he's like, okay, I'll do it for $1 million.
Yeah.
He agrees. You shake on him or something like that.
Yeah.
What happened?
Gentleman, he like, man, we'll wipe their ass out quick. It's nothing.
Who brought up the amount of $1 million?
Shit, he did.
Puffy did?
Yeah.
Okay. Wasn't you?
No, it wasn't me. $1 million out there. Take it for 50. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
So he brought up the $1 million.
Yeah.
So now, here is TMZ's take on the newest developments of Keefe D trying to get out of jail on bond until his court date. His trial date this year also, with Diddy being implicated in this alleged murder for hire.
The Tupac murder case just got way more salacious because now Diddy's name has been brought up by prosecutors. How does Diddy play into this? Well, people who have been following the case of Keefe D, he is the man who was arrested and has been charged with Tupac's murder. He's in jail. He is trying to get out on bail. And prosecutors want to make the case that he should not be let out. There's a recording, if you've been following this case closely, there's a recording that has been out on the internet. It is a conversation between Keefe D and Las Vegas Metro Police from years ago. And they're talking about the murder of Tupac. And on this recording, Keefe D makes an allegation that Diddy offered to pay them $1 million
To kill Tupac.
And now prosecutors are bringing that recording up as evidence to say, do not let this guy out of jail.
Because they're suggesting he's a contract killer. But the real interesting thing about this is, do prosecutors believe that Diddy made that offer? Because the offer, if they believe it, that offer would be a crime.
So I'll weigh in on this. We should just mention, I think Charles alluded to this from the beginning, this interview that Keefe D did with Vegas PD back in the day is from 2009. And this audio recording of this interview where Keefe D claims, yeah, Puffy was offering $1 million, he wanted Tupac's head, blah, 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 blah. By the way, Keefe D says Puffy allegedly never paid that money, so I don't know if there's anything there. But the bigger point is, this allegation has been out there in the ether for a while. Investigators and law enforcement has been aware of this allegation for a while. It's 2024. Nothing has ever come of this allegation in terms of charging Diddy, arresting Diddy. He's dealing with other legal woes right now, unrelated to this, obviously. To Harvey's point, though, I think that they don't think it's actually true. I mean, look, Keefe D has said a lot about the Tupac murder case over the years. He's done lots of interviews.
He wrote a book.
I was just going to say, people who want to buy into conspiracy theories certainly believe that, especially with considering the beef back then, etc. But in terms of like something official, look, it's 2024. He did this interview in 2009, and they've been aware of this Diddy tie for years and years and years. Guess what? The guy's never been charged for it.
But here's the problem with that. If it's not true, and if he just made it up, that does not make the case to deny him bail. That the only way to deny him bail No, hold on. Let me just make my point. That what they're insinuating is Keefe D was willing to be a contract killer. If the premise of that there was never a contract and he was just blustering,
right,
then they've lost their case to say, because of that, you should deny him bail.
So you're saying that in order for this to work, they have to also
believe it?
Believe it? No, they just have to say, Your Honor, you have this guy who is speaking to police and by his own admission is saying that he would be a contract killer.
And the judge
is
says,
that the type of person you want to let out on the streets?
And the judge says, wait a minute, are you saying that you're co-signing that he believed that? Or is the
And then I say, Your Honor, that is not what's at issue.
But it is
here.
an issue.
The matter that we are discussing is whether or not Mr. Davis should be allowed out on bail. Making
up stories does not deny you bail.
I think one of the biggest interesting parts are that Keefe, initially denied everything he's been saying about these interviews, but now that, he's admitting that the whole Diddy thing is true. So, he's spun a lot of tales from his interviews and his testimonies, and now here we are.
Yeah, at this point, it's hard to know what Keefe D actually believes himself, because he's told so many different versions.
This hearing is going to be fascinating to see, because the defense is going to. I want to hear if the defense says, Your Honor, he was just making that crap up. I mean, he has done that before. Because then they're going to have to. The rubber's going to meet the road.
If they've taken this long to investigate Keefe D, right? That was 2009 when they spoke to him. If you were going to go through all of that to finally arrest him and try him, why wouldn't you also be doing the same exact thing for the guy you believed paid him?
So if they didn't believe it, then the issue is, then why are you using that to deny him bail? I'm telling you, you can't have it both ways.
All right, so your prediction is that Keefe D is going to get
I have no idea.
He's going to get out on bail?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you can't have it both ways this way, and that's what they're asking for.
Keefe D's attorney, Carl Arnold, says his client is getting numerous offers from various networks about TV shows based on the case regarding the killing. He addressed the situation while speaking with the U.S. Sun ahead of Keefe's next bail hearing on Tuesday. Keefe is hoping to get out of jail so he can profit from the situation. We get approached with that since the inception of the case, ever since I got on board, Arnold explained to the outlet. Different news agencies, different TV shows have all come up and said, hey, when Keefe gets out, we want to follow you. We want to see the preparation of defense. From there, Arnold compared himself to Johnny Cochran, admitting he'd like to be on TV himself. When I'm dead and gone, we have to preserve this thing. It's a legacy. It's a legacy case, he added. And so it is like Johnny Cochran, OJ, we could still go watch that old film of him, and that if it doesn't fit, you must acquit. He further argued that a TV deal would help Davis pay his legal fees. Judge Carly Kearney previously held off on confirming Keefe's bail payment in June over concerns about where the money was coming from. WAC 100 offered up a significant portion of it. Judge Kearney does not at this time have the legal authority to prevent Mr. Davis from being paid any proceeds deriving from his story related to his life or any connection he allegedly has with the murder of Mr. Shakur, Arnold wrote in a recent motion requesting the decision to be reconsidered according to Las Vegas Review-Journal. Authorities first arrested Keefe for the 1996 murder back in September of last year. Keefe D., the man awaiting trial for his alleged role in Tupac Shakur's death, implicated Diddy in the 1996 murder. Tupac Shakur's family hired Jay's lawyer Alex Spiro to explore resurfaced allegations regarding Diddy's supposed involvement in the late rapper's 1996 murder. According to TMZ, Tupac's relatives also enlisted the help of attorney Christopher Clore and a team of investigators. Diddy's culpability in Tupac's murder has been widely speculated for years. The Bad Boy Records founder, whose real name is Sean Combs, faced scrutiny due to his significant role in Tupac's infamous beef with the Notorious B.I.G. Keefe D's claims received newfound attention in court documents filed by the Clark County District Attorney's Office in Nevada on July 18. Davis has asserted publicly that he only told on himself and wasn't trying to provide evidence against anyone else in his conversations with police, prosecutors wrote. However, this statement belies this claim, as he suggested that Sean Combs paid Eric Von Martin $1 million for the killings as well as offered to set up a surreptitious phone call with Terrence Brown, the driver, who, at the time, was still alive. Keefe D originally accused Diddy of ordering a hit on Tupac well over a decade ago, but no charges were ever filed against the hip-hop mogul. Diddy denied the allegations. Any suggestion of an indictment for Mr. Combs is irresponsible and unfounded, a source told All Hip Hop. The notion that prosecutors have evidence that Diddy paid Davis is categorically false and defamatory. Keefe D., the alleged shot caller behind Tupac's murder, remains in jail after a judge denied him bail in June. His next court hearing is scheduled for August 20th. His trial is expected to begin in November. Prosecutors says they've found evidence to use against Crips ganger member Keefe D. Prosecutors claim to have evidence that places Dwayne, Keefe D. Davis in Las Vegas at the time of late rapper Tupac Shakur's murder. News.com has learned. 61-year-old Davis, a one-time leader of the Crips gang, has been accused of orchestrating Tupac's 1996 murder and has publicly admitted to sitting in the front passenger seat of the car that pulled up next to the rapper's vehicle on the Las Vegas Strip moments before the shooting occurred. On Thursday, July 18th, prosecutors filed new evidence that revealed Davis's wife made a hotel reservation in Sin City in her name when the murder occurred. The shocking development comes after Davis's lawyers alleged there was no proof that he was in the city where the rapper was killed. Davis's lawyers previously argued there was no evidence placing him in Las Vegas. Back in 2009, during the LAPD's investigation of rapper Christopher Wallace's 1997 murder, Davis was offered a proffer, which he reportedly believed granted him immunity in Tupac's case. Prosecutors stated Davis then became a confidential informant for a task force investigating Wallace's murder. On Davis's involvement, prosecutors said, Davis denied any involvement in that murder, however, volunteered his knowledge about the murder of Tupac Shakur. Thereafter, on December 18, 2008, he provided a recorded version of events similar to his other recountings of the murder, all of which was consistent with the known evidence from the early investigation. Prosecutors additionally said Davis provided a Las Vegas Metro Police Department homicide detective a statement in 2009, in which he attempted to elude responsibility for the murder of Shakur. Prosecutors noted Davis also stated in the interview that he was in Las Vegas at the time of the murder for the Mike Tyson fight. As previously reported, hours before the rapper's murder, Tupac's group allegedly had an altercation with Davis's nephew, Orlando Anderson, who was also a rival gang member. Davis allegedly confessed to securing the firearm his nephew used to shoot Tupac. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, 61, appears in a Las Vegas court on October 18, 2023 for his arraignment on murder charges in the death of rapper Tupac Shakur, who at the age of 25, died on September 7, 1996, 6 days after being shot while in a car near the Las Vegas Strip. Keefe D claims Diddy offered him $1 million for the killing. Keefe D allegedly served as a police informant for years after being caught trafficking a large amount of drugs, according to new court documents. In doing so, he allegedly attempted to claim Diddy offered him $1 million in exchange for Tupac's murder. He says the money was paid out to Eric Zip Martin. Keefe D allegedly went undercover in attempt to prove Diddy was part of Tupac murder. In the documents, the prosecution claims Keefe flew out to New York City to discuss the conspiracy to kill the legendary rapper. At the time, he met with Zip while acting in an undercover capacity. Mr. Martin Zip greeted defendant excitedly and they had a social conversation, the court papers claim. Mr. Martin indicated he was out of the business but directed him to conduct his drug activities with the nephew. Thereafter, defendant and Mr. Martin socialized in Mr. Martin's restaurant for several hours. The update comes as Keefe continues his attempts to get out of jail on bail ahead of his upcoming trial. After Judge Carly Kearney initially blocked his attempts at paying bail, Keefe's attorney, Carl Arnold, filed for a reconsideration. Judge Kearney does not at this time have the legal authority to prevent Mr. Davis from being paid any proceeds deriving from his story related to his life or any connection he allegedly has with the murder of Mr. Shakur, Arnold wrote in that motion, according to Las Vegas Review-Journal. Kearney had shot down the move out of concerns regarding where the money came from. Keefe D's attorney, Carl Arnold, says his client is getting numerous offers from various networks about TV shows based on the case regarding the killing of Tupac. He addressed the situation while speaking with the U.S. Sun ahead of Keefe's next fall hearing. Keefe is hoping to get out of jail so he can profit from the situation. We get approached with that since the inception of the case ever since I got on board, Arnold explained to the outlet. Different news agencies, different TV shows have all come up and said, hey, when Keefe gets out, we want to follow you. We want to see the preparation of defense. From there, Arnold compared himself to Johnny Cochran, admitting he'd like to be on TV himself. When I'm dead and gone, we have to preserve this thing. It's a legacy. It's a legacy case, he added. And so it is like Johnny Cochran, O.J. Simpson's lawyer, we could still go watch that old film of him and that if it doesn't fit, you must acquit. He further argued that a TV deal would help Davis pay his legal fees. Judge Carly Kearney previously held off on confirming Keefe's bail payment in June over concerns about where the money was coming from. WAC 100 offered up a significant portion of it. Judge Kearney does not at this time have the legal authority to prevent Mr. Davis from being paid any proceeds deriving from his story related to his life or any connection he allegedly has with the murder of Mr. Shakur, Arnold wrote in a recent motion requesting the decision to be reconsidered according to Las Vegas Review-Journal. Authorities first arrested Keefe for the 1996 murder back in September of last year. WAC 100 was unsuccessful in attempting to pay for a large percentage of the bail for Dwayne Keefe D. Davis. He appeared in court on Tuesday to defend the decision to Judge Carly Kearney, who wasn't buying any of it. WAC tried to post $112,500 of Davis's $750,000 bail with the help of a bondsman for the rest. In turn, prosecutors accused him of acting as a middleman and only wanting to land an interview for a potential TV series from the move. I don't really see where the actual $112,500 came from with what's been provided, Kearney argued during the hearing, as caught by All Hip Hop. I also don't find the defense has met the burden to show that the bail is not connected to Mr. Davis ultimately talking about Mr. Shakur's murder, and any evidence to contrary is not credible. WAC promised that an interview with Keefe D would only occur once the trial was complete and that he genuinely believed him to be innocent. It would have to be after the trial, he said. It couldn't go the other way. It couldn't go the other way because if he's guilty, he's gonna be looked upon a certain way. If he's innocent as I think he is and I know him to be understanding the case, then he'll be looked at a total different way. Keefe D and his legal team still have hope. Dwayne Keefe D. Davis will still pursue the chance to get out of jail on bond as he awaits trial in the killing of Tupac. His lawyer, Carl Arnold, confirmed the decision to Newsweek after a Nevada judge denied his latest attempt at posting bond. He needs $750,000 to do so and had a deal lined up with WAC 100 to get it done, but the judge found the source of the money suspicious. We are disappointed with the court's decision to deny bail to M.G. Davis, especially considering the thorough vetting by convict ball bonds of the funding source conducted before the source hearing, Arnold said. We firmly believe there is a lack of substantive proof that Mr. Davis intended to profit from his alleged connections to the case. Calling into the courtroom via Zoom, WAC claimed the funds came from his business, 100 Entertainment. I know him from passing. I know his son. We sat down and talked a few times in general about personal things when he was having his bout with cancer. Personal things, industry stuff. Just regular conversation, WAC said. He's always been a monumental guy in our community. And I've helped several people in our community, whether it was funerals, whether it was for bail. He also promised only to interview him once the trial was over. Dwayne, Keefe D. Davis, who is facing murder charges for the killing of Tupac, says he's suffering from cancer and the conditions in jail are exacerbating his health problems. In pleading his case, he argued that his cancer had returned. I got cancer, he said candidly. I've been in jail eating processed food. I had colon cancer. They serve all this processed food. They don't serve no fruit. It's terrible. Fake potatoes, fake milk, fake everything. It ain't good for an ex-cancer patient. I got it again, Keefe further argued. They took me to the hospital on May 5th. He came into my cell and said, "Hurry up and get dressed, you need emergency surgery." They referred me to my cancer doctor, so I went and seen him on May 8th and he said, "I'll get you to do a colonoscopy in a week, CT scan in 2 weeks, CT scan in 3 weeks. They haven't came here to do nothing. I'm in a life situation and I will do anything to save my life." While Keefe and Wack were able to come up with the $750,000, the judge denied his bond request over suspicions as to where the money came from. Additionally, the court wasn't buying Wack's reasoning for wanting Keefe out. His legal team has requested that bail be no higher than $100,000 and would prefer he be placed on house arrest while awaiting trial. They used his colon cancer as an example of health ailments that should factor into the decision. Dwayne should not be denied bail in this case, his lawyers argued. It cannot be said that the proof is evident and the presumption great that Dwayne is guilty of first-degree murder for the death of Shakur. This court should release Dwayne on house arrest with electronic monitoring pending trial. Dwayne, Keefe D. Davis was taken into custody and charged with murder with a deadly weapon for the 1996 shooting, though he's not believed to have pulled the trigger. Instead, authorities have gotten him on grounds of aiding or abetting. They believe that he planned the attack and provided the murder weapon to his nephew.
As you leave the page, don't forget to hit the like bell and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so as yet. Thank you for watching.